God bless everyone. Welcome. My name is Jonathan. I'm part of the Seeker staff, and I want you to think of me as your big brother, whose responsibility is to help you grow and have a successful school year with your club. We're going to be presenting to you various topics that's going to help you develop yourself into the leader that God has called you to be, and also to create the environment in the club that's going to be impactful at your school. Amen. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about leadership, specifically how to transition leadership roles. So right now you may find yourself, if you're the leader of your current Seekers Club, you're starting to realize that graduation is approaching. And with graduation means a lot of great things. You're moving on to bigger and greater things. But there is the elephant in the room, and is who's gonna run the Seekers Club after me, right? And this is what this video is about today. We're gonna give you 4 tips to look for so that when you are choosing the next leader, is someone that is fit for the role and is able to continue what you have worked so hard to develop and build in the club. Amen. So let's hop on into tip number 1, is academic balance. The person that you are choosing or thinking of choosing to be the next leader, the next president of your Seekers Club, make sure that they're in good standing academically wise. Why? This is so important because you may know that there's some requirements that your school may have, that if you are in leadership in a particular club at school, they would like for you to maintain a certain GPA. I know for colleges and some high schools, the average is 3.0. Schools will love for their student leaders to have a GPA of a 3.0 or higher. Some schools may vary, so please do your research and ask to see what is the school requirement. There's some schools that we know that have a GPA requirement of as low as 2.8. So we want you guys to make sure that you guys know that, so that as you're choosing the leader, he or she may be qualified, but then when you look at the grades, they're disqualified, and then now you have to start this whole process again. So off the bat, if you're considering anyone in leadership, make sure that you look at their academic status to make sure that they meet the school standards. Now, tip number 2, this is a really important one. Make sure that when you're looking for the next leader, you're looking for someone that is active in the club. And when we consider active, is someone that is regularly attending the meetings. Why? Because they understand the culture that you have created, they understand the dynamics of the club, and they're going to be able to easily transition into that role because they understand what is supposed to be done throughout the day-to-day with the club. Also, which is very important, is that if they are a regular, that means they have already built a rapport with the rest of the club members. So when you are placing this person into position, the rest of the clubs already welcomes them. The rest of the club already knows who they are, and they feel safe and they feel secure that they will be leading them properly. Amen. Now this brings us to tip number 3. Try to look for a leader that already has some past leadership experience. Preferably if they are leaders in their local churches, if they are leaders, if they led in other areas of the school overall. This helps because when you are a leader, it is different than just attending the club. When you're a leader, you're expected to be the voice of the club. You're expected to be able to speak with multiple different people, and you expect to present the club in other club fairs and in club meetings throughout the school year. You're going to be expected to speak to new students that come in, and that you have to relay messages, and that you have to be able to connect with the people. So if you can find someone that has already had this type of leadership experience prior to, this will make the transition so much smoother because they're already comfortable with that role. And this brings us to tip number 4. Try to make sure that the leader that you are choosing has a strong foundation in their faith. This is so crucial because as the leader of the Seekers Club, you are expected to help people grow, lead them to Christ. And if you yourself are kind of still struggling with that, it's going to be very hard for you to lead others to Christ. And if you feel like the people that you have right now aren't really that spiritually strong, then no worries. That's where we're here. We have more Seeker staff members just like myself that are dedicated to help you grow spiritually as well. If you see that someone has a potential, has those 3 indicators that we mentioned in the video earlier on, but their walk is not as strong, please don't hesitate to contact us. We can begin to set up Bible studies. We can begin to set up one-on-one meetings so that we can be able to build them up, and then they can be spiritually strong to lead the club in the next direction, right? So overall, we want to make sure that the transitioning of leadership is a smooth process. It no longer has to be something that's nerve-wracking or that's something that is done last minute. We want you guys to begin already thinking about this throughout the whole year. So come graduation, come the day that you're transitioning, it's a smooth process. It's a celebration that we can have to crown the next leaderships, the next generations of leaders that's going to lead the Seekers Club to that next level. Amen. So we are excited to see the new leaders that are going to come up. We're excited to see your next path as you are transitioning into bigger and better things. But always remember that once a seeker is always a seeker. So thank you, everybody, and stay tuned. And we're here. It's your brother Jay.